right, the basic facts of don't be an idiot on the internet. The LA fires are tragic. And don't play politician, don't play expert, don't play like, oh yeah, I could fly that helicopter into the ocean and scoop up some water or drop one of the red chemical all over the place during the 80-mile-an-hour winds that are blowtorching fires everywhere. Yeah, you'd be dead. I'm going to take that fire truck down to the ocean and suck up that water as the fire is approaching you towards the ocean, and you have nowhere to run. And you're going to be squirting on one house, trying to save it, and you're going to get trapped and die. That's not how it works in the real world, okay? Get your real world head together. Don't be a politician looking for, oh, I want to cancel everybody. I'm going to show people, vote for me, look at me. Don't be an idiot. Don't be that guy. Hey, have you got kids? They're probably telling you, Dad, Mom, whatever. Most likely Dad. Stop it. Stop being an idiot. Stop being an ass. These people are dying. You cannot stop with a couple fire trucks. I mean, oh, I didn't see any fire trucks in my neighborhood. I said there could have been 5 fire trucks in your neighborhood and you never saw them because you looked up and down your street going, I didn't see anybody. Come on. There are only so many fire trucks, okay? You know, and if you're a dumbass who wants to save his house with a sprinkler and a hose, go for it. But, you know, if that fire zips through there and those winds start blowing, you're dead. You can't stop all that fire and heat with one hose. Some people have, you know, they've saved their fire from just the embers that floated around, and they would get that ember, stop that little bit of fire over there. Yeah, and the house next door burned up and you were able to save yours and maybe a little bit of the house next door too. Good for you. But, you know, you're risking your life doing that. All the chemicals in the air, all those plastics and things getting in your lungs. The next day, you're going to be like, if you didn't have a mask on, to at least try to help. Try. Oh my gosh, get your COVID mask out. Try. Because there are chemicals in everything. And a fire burns up all that junk that you used to build your house, insulation, plastics, all the junk you just sitting in your house. Your car burns up, those black tires burn like crazy. You're just insane. You are insane. I mean, they tell you to leave, you load your stuff up with everything valuable, and you leave, and you go to a friend's house or drive far away. And people are like, oh, I'm going to rebuild. Well, I'm glad you have the money to rebuild. Or I'm glad you have the money to go to your second house or whatever. That's great. But it's going to take years to rebuild, and you got to have it. Most people in the real world have to have a job. And a lot of people are just going to bug out or find a new neighborhood to live in, you know, drive 100 miles away and find a new neighborhood and start over and get your insurance check. If they get an insurance check, if they don't screw them over on that, you know. And talking about the poor homeless people and migrants starting the fires, it's just such BS. I mean, just come on. That's politics. That's politicians. You know, it's just crazy. Are you going to talk about the insurance companies that screw people out? You know, it depends on the news company. Some news companies kiss up, oh yeah, migrants, homeless people. And the other news company is, oh no, it's the insurance companies. And you're like, but if the insurance companies are paying ads on their news channel, they're not going to mention the insurance companies screwing people over that much. You know, it's money, it's politics, it's people's lives we're talking about here, okay? And you can't stop these fires with those winds like that. That's just insane. It's just going to blow over, come down that mountain, and with a hurricane force wind, you can't stop that. 60 miles of land destroyed. You can't stop that with a bunch of fire trucks, okay? A bunch of planes and helicopters. You can almost get it. You can keep working it. But if you get an unfortunate day when the winds are kicking up again, you can't drive into that with a fire truck or a plane or a helicopter. You gotta keep those people safe. They have to ground that stuff and get the pull back a little bit on the fire trucks. People with the lines that run into the woods. In Fire Country, if you watch that show, you know, they get in there and risk their lives, but when the winds pick up, they know when to pull out. You can't do anything. So let them do their job. Don't be an internet idiot. Okay, just watch, hope for the best for those people, and let real experts, not politicians, not news people I thought, or not idiots on the internet. I think this, I think that. You know, I've been around a while, and I've seen idiots from both sides of politics. I think they both have agendas. I don't care which side you're on. And they talk to hear themselves talk and get elected. And that's it. And people that own companies and insurance companies, they have agendas. You know, I mean, if your kids are friends with one of those kids, say, what's really going on in that house? What's going on? Yeah, you'll find out a different story, you know? So be real, be supportive. If you're in California, take in a couple people in your house, let them sleep on the floor. You just say, hey, come on over. We're 50 miles away from those fires. We're safe for now. We're good. Invite some people in, because it's going to be a long haul. You know, they're not going to magically get back to work anytime the next years. I mean, that's just incredible. They have to find jobs. They have to find new places to live. I think a lot of them are going to leave the area briefly or permanently, you know, find a new place and settle down. They're not, I'm going to rebuild. Well, that's good for you. You have years to wait for something. You know, they had to bulldoze all this, start over. The land values, once they get it cleared out and somebody, developer says, hey, I want to build this land. I'm going to buy this out from you cheap. Or they're going to make deals with some of those people. But most likely they'll buy it cheap, because that's still nice land in California. Someone's going to get it cheap. And then they're going to turn around and develop a brand new neighborhood. And it's going to be nice, and everyone's going to go see it in several years. But before that happens, the real world's going to kick in, and people are going to relocate. I mean, you know, people, you know, things aren't going to happen in that area anymore like it used to, because, you know, the backbone, the people that don't have the money to own these companies, they work for those companies, but they can't work if they don't have a place to live, and they may have to move on, and all of a sudden the experts in those fields aren't around. You know, they left. They've gone somewhere else to be an expert. So it's going to take time. But be real, be nice to people. Have a good day.